Hey guys,
Hello, everybody.
I am Stav. I'm the head of social media here at Lightrix. We're the company behind Enlight.
And I am
This is Joseph.
Joseph. I am the visual artist of Lightrix.
And we're here today to answer any questions you have about the app. We're going to be going through our tutorial, which we put up every Tuesday, a new tutorial. This week's was chain link fence tutorial. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out on our Facebook page. We have all the steps written down, but we also like to go through stuff visually with this cool live video. And if you guys have any questions, I actually have a screen right over here. I'm going to be checking it out. And if you have any questions or comments, let us know. Don't forget to like, share with your friends who want to learn more about how to do cool stuff with Enlight. And that's it. I think we're ready to go.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Stav.
No problem.
And I think it's the first time I'm doing live with my glasses on.
Yes.
So
So tell us what you think about Joseph's glasses.
enjoy this version of myself.
Yeah.
And let's get started. Okay, so this is the image that we did on the last tutorial, on yesterday's tutorial. I'm sorry.
Last week. Yesterday.
This-
Right.
yesterday,
Sorry.
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. And I'm gonna show you just to remind you what we did last week. This is what we did last week, the fractal art skin portrait. And if you miss it, I highly recommend you to check it out in YouTube. It's also in Facebook, and you can
Right.
just check it out. It's very cool. So this week's tutorial. So first of all, let's talk about the pictures we're gonna need for doing this. First of all, we're gonna need a picture of a portrait. Now this portrait, you need to find a picture, or maybe you can take it by yourself with your iPhone or a camera. But it has to be a portrait behind a chain link fence. It could be better if the character is holding or interacting with the fence.
Like how she has her fingers like through the fence right there.
Yeah, right here you
Yeah.
can see it. She's holding it, and you know, as much as also as highest resolution you can, and if you can kind of have this fence with not blurred. Like for example, in here in this case, you can see that the focus on the picture is on her face, but if you look at the fence, you'll see that it's kind of blurred because the camera is not focusing on that. Now, if you cannot find a picture where both are in focus, that's okay, because I did it here. But if you can find it, it's gonna be much easier for you to work on this. And the second picture you're gonna need, wait a second, like this. You're gonna need a picture of a landscape. It could be any landscape. It could be a mountain. It can be try not to go into a very complex kind of landscape. Like if you go and find something like with a lake or with the sea, I don't know, you can get creative. You can do whatever you feel like, but try to find something that is more believable. Like it will look actually like it's the real actual background of this character. So try to think about that. Like this is gonna be the background of this image. So try to think of something that could be real and not too much saturated with too many details. So that's basically it. That's what you're gonna need. And now let's go and do the first image. We're gonna turn this image into blurred. Because it's gonna be the background of the character, it should actually look like a blurred effect because the camera is gonna be focusing on our character, and this will be blurred in the background. So let's go to the menu.
This is something I think a lot of people don't know how to do blur on their photos in general, because the actual name for the tool is tilt shift. So if you're looking for blur and you can't find blur, it's because it's called tilt shift. That's the official term for it, a more technical term, I suppose.
Yes.
So that's a way to do blur, and we'll show you actually how to blur your entire photo. But if you wanted to do just parts of it, you can totally do that too. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll show them that.
Exactly. So you can find it in tools, and then there's the tilt shift. Just go into it, and then now as you can see, you can actually play with the widget. There's like a circle here, and you can just move it around, and you can make it bigger or smaller. And as you can see, what's gonna happen is like in the middle, of the circle, it's going to be less blur, and then outside it's going to be more blur. You can also invert this effect by tapping invert, and then we'll do exactly the opposite.
I think raise the intensity so we can really see the effect. It's kind of hard to see, I think.
Intensity, I'm gonna raise to 100.
Yeah. So you see the middle is blurry.
Yeah, and if I make it bigger, right, and then smaller. Well, and basically now what we want to do, we're gonna have this effect all over the picture, not just in a specific area. So first of all, let's drag these small arrows. I don't know if you can see it. There's like a small arrow right here, like 2 small arrows around the circle. You're just gonna drag it to the center, and then we're gonna just make it big. I did it in a different way in the tutorial. I actually went to shape, and then I tap linear, and then I move it to the bottom like that. But basically,
you can do it anyway.
You can do it anyway. I just wanted to show you also these kind of options that you have to make it linear. You can do mirror. There are all kinds of cool ways to do this blurring effect.
Also, if you wanted to like blur the entire photo and then you wanted just one small detail to be not blurry, this would also be the best way to do it. Like blur everything and then also like that. But I was thinking like if you went to mask and then you wiped that.
Yeah, you can play with it. I mean, you can get creative. It looks like a glass effect, like it's like a glass. You're looking through a glass.
Like a frosty glass, like a beer mug, maybe.
That's a good thing. All right. Okay, so basically we have this image already blurred, but I'm not gonna go to up to 100. I'm gonna make it a little bit less. Let's say 80, to make it look more realistic, like a real blur that it will look on a picture. So that's it. Let's stop the check mark. By the way, this tutorial is very simple. Like the steps are quite simple. The more tricky part is like working on it and being patient. Actually, that's the key to it, to get a good result. You were going to say something.
I was going to say something. You know how we were talking about your glasses before? Like, how was your first time wearing glasses? So Jeremy actually said that he likes your glasses and it makes him trust you more.
Oh, all right.
Even more than he already does. Makes you tech savvy.
All right, I'm going to take that.
So thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate that, yeah.
I really appreciate it. You can trust me.
You can.
Yeah. All right, now next step. So you can do this in 2 ways. If you have a picture with the fence that is blurred, you might want to start with this picture and then add on it the landscape. Now, if you find a picture with a clear edge fence, you might want to do it the other way. Just choosing first the landscape and then adding the image of the fence over it, because it's going to be easier for you to erase, and then the edge awareness tool will help you to get rid of all these details.
So if like the links of the fence right here are like really blurry, then do it which way? Put it underneath or put it on top?
If it's blurred, you want to put it underneath.
Okay, so if the links of the fence are blurry, you want to put the landscape photo on top, and if the links of the photo are like really clear and sharp, then you can put this photo on top. Right?
You can start with this and then you put this picture on top. But it's all about experimenting and just try it out and see what's best for you, what works best for you. I mean, it will always also depend on the picture. So you can try this way, and if you see it's kind of hard, you can just try the other way. That's the way I find the easiest way for me. In this specific case, I did this with this picture underneath, and it worked just fine. So let's go and get to it.
We have a quick comment from Dina, who's saying that she loves this app. So we just want to say hi, Dina. Thank you for watching. And Edgar also, thank you for this amazing app. So thank you, Edgar, for watching us.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. And Mahmoud Iraqi says he loves us. So
we love you too.
We love you too. Thank you. Okay, now let's do the tutorial.
Cool.
What you're actually here for.
So let's go to menu and then tools and mixer. Now let's add our picture of the landscape. And then let's make it fit to fill the whole picture. And now we want to see what we're going to be working on. So let's go to Tools tab, Blending, and then let's lower a little bit the opacity so that we can see where are we. So once you find the right composition, let's go to Tools tab again, and then let's start erasing the picture from these areas. Now you might want to start just by erasing certain areas, like for example from her eye, like this. But what I did, I started from the other side. Actually, I erased everything from the beginning and then I start adding. That's up to you. I mean, I like it more that way. I don't know why. So I'm gonna do it that way. So I'm gonna erase all the image.
We have a comment from Darla Moreland Rich, her name is, and she's saying the app is really hard to use. So Darla, I want you to tell you something, that you need to watch these tutorials because we will totally help you understand the app. Like, it's really just like a few basic things that you need to learn that come naturally to some people not. Once you know them, the app is so simple and there's so much you can do with it. So keep watching and we'll show you how to do some cool stuff. If this tutorial isn't really for you, you should check out our YouTube channel, and we have a lot of tutorials there. There are some easier ones, some advanced ones, so maybe start with like an easier one. Just follow the steps and I promise you'll get the hang of it. So that's for you, Darla.
Also, we invite you to be to send questions, specific questions about stuff that you're struggling with and stuff that you don't know how to do, and then we can.
Yeah. So,
just
for example,
ask
we have Samet right here, and he's actually saying that. What did he say? Show us how to mix photos. Like there was a picture with a head and a man and tree growing in this guy's head. So I actually know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we have that photo.
I think.
But we'll look for it after. Remind
look
us
for
in
it.
like 10 minutes, and we'll try and show you how to do that.
Great.
That's okay. Let's go.
All right. So now I'm gonna start adding the picture in certain places, and let's stop the ad, and then we want to mix basically what's going on here, and then let's we're gonna mix it. We're gonna add the picture also behind her, like behind her head, to create the effect that this is actually the background that she has behind, just like this. And also the fun part of this, and then we have to start mixing in places where the background shouldn't be. For example, over her. That's what's gonna create the trippy effect of this tutorial. So also remember to zoom in for precision like this, and especially in this tutorial you're gonna need to be very careful if you want to get into detail, to get all these corners and all these sharp angles. You want to get there and just make them very smooth, and just like that. Okay, we have one, and then I'm gonna show you now what I meant. Now I'm gonna add it over here, which is not a logical thing, but it's gonna create a cool effect over her eye, and then we're gonna keep raising the opacity in the blending to see how it looks. We're gonna do that a few times to see how it looks actually. I'm gonna do it a little bit faster so that.
In the meantime, I have a few people to thank here. We have Den, who is saying that this is a very cool app. Thank you, Den. And Malik is saying it's the best £5 he ever did. So thank you for investing in us. We appreciate it. And we're
That's an
also
honor.
here every week to invest in you and give you guys cool tutorials. So keep watching. We also have Julie here, who's saying that she really likes the app. So thank you, Jewel.
Thank you.
Jules Delatorre. Pierre Luigi doesn't know how to create a white background. That's something that we teach in a lot of these tutorials. So if you go to Image, Adjust, you go to Basic, you go to Tools tab. I actually know this by heart because it's in like the beginning of so many tutorials. So you go to Image, Adjust, Then you go to Tools tab along the bottom. Then you go to Basic on the left there. And then you go to Offset and you swipe all the way either to the left or right. One of them will turn everything black. One of them will turn them all the way right. We can show you how to do that in a second. But that's how you can start with a totally white canvas or totally black canvas if you want. So we'll show you that in a second. Joseph, you have to remind me. There's a lot of things.
All right.
Raul Garcia is saying that it's becoming his favorite app and hi from Mexico City.
Hola, amigo.
So yeah, hola amigo.
We do speak Spanish over here.
Yeah, well.
All right, now let's go to blending, and then we're gonna raise again to 100, and we'll see, and it's looking quite interesting. We're not there yet because we need more of that in order to look the effect. So let's go back and let's keep adding.
Sammy Lynn is saying that she loves this and that it's the best app ever.
Thank you very much.
And oh, this is a good comment. Stanislav, very cool name, Stanislav. I like your name. He's saying that the app makes magic and he loves it. We also think that actually, that we make magic.
We are agree.
Vladimir is saying the app helps him with his dentistry profession. Tell us how it helps you. That's very interesting. I don't know any dentists that use this app. I'm sure there are. So tell us how exactly, because that's very interesting to me.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for your comment, Vladimir. Okay.
All right. Now I want to show you another trick that could make this very cool. The reason why I ask you to look for a photo that has interaction with the fence is because then we can do stuff like this. We can mask the hand and then we can apply the background behind the hand, but over her face. So what that's gonna do, it's gonna create even a more crazy effect. I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna do it.
We have a comment from Malik who's saying that he wants to use the app to create his music album cover and he wants us to update it with more fonts. So I hear you, Malik, and I will pass that along to our development team. See what they can do for you. Joaquin, this is how you say this name, right? Joaquin is saying hello from Spain.
Joaquin.
Joaquin.
Oh, Joaquin. Yes,
Yeah.
that's cool
how you
name.
say it.
So there you see, and if you see, for example, sometimes I go out, I go zoom out and then zoom in. And that's because when you zoom in, you're gonna get a more edge. Like you're gonna have all these small details in the corners, and then if you're gonna have like a more smooth effect, and then you can have like here if you zoom out. Now remember, you should always also use this strength to raise and to lower it, in order to have more control over what you're doing. All right, just like that, and then I'm going to show you. We're about to be done.
With everything?
No, with right now what I'm doing.
Okay.
So as you can see, it looks like the hand is like in another dimension, and you can keep doing this also in her head, just like that. I'm gonna do just this one, and then I'm gonna skip, and because I already saved the image, this step I already saved it, so for you to see it. So we're gonna do some fast forward.
Vladimir says he does it to. Wait, hold on. What did he say? He does it to do smile design. Very simple.
Smile
design. So do you use the reshape tool? I feel like
Maybe.
that's what I would use. Tell us what tools you use. Now I'm even more
Now we're
intrigued.
curious.
Now you have to
attention.
tell us what you're talking about. Terry King is saying, shout out to Lightrix. I like using all your apps. Thank you, Terry. For those of you guys who don't know, we're also the company behind the Facetune app. So Facetune is basically a portrait retouching app. A lot of professionals use it for for portraits, and a lot of people who just want their Instagram to look cool. We actually came out with Facetune 2 not too long ago, and it's totally free app. So if you want to download Facetune 2 for free, go for it. It's on the App Store, and yeah.
Whoa, it's for free. I want to.
It's for free. Yeah, it comes with a lot of tools for free.
Cool. Okay, we're done here. Let's tap the check mark, and I'm gonna show you already an advanced version of this.
Yeah.
So this is how it will look like
At the end.
after a lot of time focusing on it and working on it. And now basically our last step is to add some filter. And why? Because basically when we're mixing two images, generally they have different kind of settings and looks and kind of different kind of colors and light. So what the filter is gonna do, it's gonna unify the whole look and make it look even more realistic. So let's go to the menu, filters and analog, and let's go, and you can add just any cool filter that you like, something like this or maybe like this. I'm gonna go for this one, but I'm gonna lower a little bit the maybe the brightness just a little bit and the contrast.
We have a comment from Juan Fran Sanchez. He's saying, can we get the app on Android? So right now we don't have the app on Android. We don't have any timeline for that, but we know you guys want it. We hope it will be there soon.
Soon.
Right. One day.
One day.
One day, yeah. Miles is also giving us a lot of love. So is Edgar Alvarez. Edgar Alvarez, I feel like I've seen him watch us before.
I
He's
think
also
so.
from Mexico.
Yeah. Sounds familiar.
Cool. Kathy is asking if you can use Enlight to erase any background on any pictures. So actually, Kathy, we can show you how to do that when we show you how to do the white background, like we're going to do when we tell, I forget his name. Vladimir, right? No, Vladimir's the dentist. Well, I
Yeah.
can't keep track of everyone's names.
a lot
The
of
guy
people.
who wants to know how you can turn any background white. So we'll show you that in a second.
Alright.
Let's do this, and then
Cool. So I'm done, and let's
Yeah.
tap the check mark. So very quick, before I upload this to the Instagram, I'm gonna show you maybe.
or maybe let's upload it, and then we'll
All right.
go back into the app and
also
show
an
them other
option.
cool stuff.
All right, so let's go to the top menu and then tap the share menu. We're gonna go to Instagram and then copy to Instagram. We're gonna keep the original ratio, and next, no filter, and all right, we need some cool ideas.
Yeah, do you guys have any ideas of what we should write in our comments? We'll wait like a total of 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
And you can tell us what you want the caption to be, and maybe we'll use it. And we can credit you too. In the meantime, Vladimir actually said that he'll leave an example of how he uses Enlight to do his smile
The smile
fixing.
thing?
Yeah, he'll leave an
Cool.
example in our inbox. So we're gonna look for that, Vladimir. That's very cool. I'm
Thank you.
excited. I think our product manager is gonna be really excited about that. Malik wants us to name it Behind the Fence.
Behind the fence.
Behind the Fence.
I like it.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. Anyone else got a comment they want? Oh, wait. Here's a good one. Oh, no. Zev, someone named Zev just joined. We should say hi. Hi, Zev.
Hello,
Thank you for
Zev.
joining. Thanks for watching us. Okay, let's just use Malik's comment.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll be behind
Behind the Fence.
Behind the fence. And then like this. All right. And now we're gonna add some hashtags. So Enlight app.
I feel you should do a hashtag Malik because he's the one who came up with the
All right.
Malik. Ken is asking if you can use Enlight to create a transparent background in a picture. So you actually, we don't support transparency just yet, but it's definitely something that we're working on. So stay tuned for that.
It should actually be like not hashtag, right? For Malik.
For Malik. I mean, whatever you want.
All right.
He wants us to hashtag Ein Malik, actually. EIN Malik.
Malik, like that. I don't find her.
No. I mean EIN. Look. Sorry, guys. We're getting EIN MALIK.
All right.
Got it. We have hi from Costa Rica. Hi, Alexander. Thank you for watching us.
All right. There you go.
We got it? Okay.
All right,
Let's upload it.
Upload it. Okay.
I'll edit the comment that later.
All right.
Okay, let's go back and answer your questions that you guys asked before. So someone wanted to know how you can turn a photo all white because he's doing one of our tutorials with type, and that's how we start. It's how we start a lot of our tutorials. So we're going to go to image.
Okay,
Even
let's choose this
this one?
image, and then let's go to menu, image, adjust,
Yeah.
and now we can go to tools tab and then basic, and then let's raise the offset to 100, just like that.
And now,
Now you have a
like
white.
magic, all white. And if you go like this,
You go all
you
black,
have black.
right?
So that's how you do that. Then someone also wanted to know about how you use Mixer to put a tree in someone's head. So can we do that with this one?
Actually, I think we can.
I know exactly what you mean. I think his name is Summit, if I remember correctly. So we actually have one of our advertisements is like this hipster guy with a beat, kind of looks like Joseph actually. This guy that looks like this guy, and he has a tree in his head, and it's sort of like a really cool double exposure effect, and it's really simple to do with Enlight.
All right, so basically all you do is you go to tools and then mixer, and let's say we're gonna add this picture, which actually could work. Maybe something cool will
Come out of this.
it.
Yeah, I think this guy's inspiring us right
Yeah.
now.
So remember, just a small tip for double exposures. You want to have also the portrait and the other picture. You want it to have like a dark element over a white or very light background, and also as well like this. And then the edges are gonna start mixing and creating cool effects.
Yeah,
It
if your
doesn't have
edges
to-
aren't clear, then it
Yeah.
won't come out as good.
At least have the portrait in this formula, but the picture, it can be like the other picture can be like a forest or anything, but at least one of them has to be like that in order to have a cool effect. So now let's see what is going to happen. It's always exciting when you do double exposure. You never know what's
Yeah,
going to
you
happen.
never know what's gonna happen.
Let's go to Tools tab and then blending, and then let's do screen or lighten. And
This guy is Samit Iskender. So I hope you're answering. This is the answer to your question. We're gonna put a tree in someone's head. Very exciting.
actually,
Big day.
you can actually play with it and do more, but maybe let's keep like this. Now, just to show you, let's get out of it for a second, and I'm gonna make the background even lighter, just to see what happens. Now let's go to Tools, Basic, and then Offset. I'm gonna raise it to 100, and then now I'm gonna mask from the face of this character. Now let's go to Mask, Clear, and I'm gonna start applying the effect on the background, just like that.
Right. So for the, I forget, someone also asked how you clear a background or
Yeah.
something like that. So this is basically a way to do it. You can't actually clear the background, but you can make the background all white or all black. So that's one way to do it.
All right, and then let's tap the check mark, and then let's go back to Mixer, and then we're gonna add our picture here.
I also want to just throw back to Darla, who is having some trouble with the app. Darla, if you have any questions like about the app right now that we can answer for you, we would totally love to do that. So just type it and I'll see it, and Joseph will answer the question.
Yeah. All right. This is
How's it
interesting.
going?
It's interesting.
It's kind of cool. It kind of looks like it's like camouflage, but not.
Yeah. Well, it's just about mixing and trying out different stuff. Also, like if you take this same image and then you do this,
The opposite way.
the opposite maybe. If you
Yeah.
do, for example, like this, you go to adjust, and then you go to the last preset, maybe inverse.
Ooh.
Maybe something's gonna happen.
Let's try it.
And then let's go to tools, and then let's get rid of the color for a second. And just
Now Joseph is getting creative.
well, you asked for it.
Yeah.
Now let's try it one more time. Let's see what happens.
Matt is saying that he'd love to see more adjustment controls in the mixer mode in future updates. That's also something that we're working on. A lot of people want to see like ability to transform or even layers. So we're working on a lot of cool stuff, even like flip. Joseph, that's coming out cool.
Actually,
I like close my eyes for 1 second. I look left for 1 second, and there you are.
you cannot look at the other side. You can miss stuff. And you see, then something interesting
That's
is starting
cool.
to happen.
I kind of like it how it's faded like black to white too.
Yeah, just like that. And all right. And then after you did this, let's say, all right, let's say this looks kind of cool. Then now let's go and let's tap the check mark, and then we can tweak the final result within mix filters and then black and white, sorry. And then you can just add more contrast to it and play with it also, so you can get rid of these edges, for example. You can get more details, more contrast.
Ooh.
Like
Well,
that.
that's cool.
And then maybe we can go to filter and maybe add some of this, and then film, and then a little bit of intensity to add more color. Actually, we're doing like 2 tutorials.
Yeah,
in
we're
one.
actually doing 2 tutorials. This is totally unplanned.
And yeah, and that's it.
That's cool.
So that's how you do a quick
I feel like we
double
should put
exposure.
Duo on it if we're already here.
If already here.
If we're already here, this is a cool finishing touch we like to do with black and white stuff sometimes. So this is Filters Duo.
All right. Yeah. Double exposure and duo just are like
They
basically
go really well together.
they're made to be together. You can just play with different blending modes, like these or these. I'm gonna stick with actually I kind of like these both.
I like the, wait, go back.
This.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
better. You could change the colors if we want to.
Yeah, let's say we add
Like an enlighty color.
a lighty
Yeah.
more color kind of. All right. Then we can take it away from here, and then we just have the effect over him. Just like that.
Very cool.
All right.
All right, so I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That's pretty awesome. Maybe we'll do that. That's going to be next week's tutorial. You
All
just
right.
did, yeah. So thank
for
you
the
so much
inspiration.
for watching us. We will be here next week. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to write them in the comments below. We're still reading them. We'll still be reading them tomorrow, answering any
Any of your
comments you
questions.
have. And any final words?
Share it to the world.
Yeah, share it to the world. Keep tagging your photos, #Inlight. We're always featuring cool new stuff, like 4 new people a week we feature on Instagram. So I think that's it.
Thank you very much. See
Bye,
you next
guys.
week.
See you next week.